Hello, this is Billy Cultist, and I'm back in No Man's Sky. Now, I'm gonna get straight down to the reason you probably clicked on this video, which is I'm gonna give you a little guide on how to make, let me see if I can find them here. They're in here somewhere. These. And they're scalable and rotatable and all that stuff. And they're completely buildable if you've got a base. They're pretty nifty. You can do some pretty neat looking stuff with these. They are ruined pieces or building parts. Got a lot of different types. Some of them have very neat little light fixture aspects to them. But now basically I thought what I would do today is I will share exactly how to get a hold of these in No Man's Sky currently as of the time of me making this video. If you're here to watch me build on the base, then don't worry. After this little brief guide is over, I will be working on the malaria base again, so stick around if you want to see that. But if all you want is the tutorial, then this is for you. So basically, I'm going to show you how you get these. Now the first thing you need to do is you need to find a relic planet, which is a new type of planet that they added in the World's Part 2 update, which was, what, last month? It was fairly recent as of the time of my recording this. And if you find a relic world, that is going to be the way in which you can find the blueprints to these parts. And I'm going to show you a relic world now. This is basically a relic world. There's words here too, but this is a relic world, which I found on my travels. It also happens to be a hostile environment. However, I will say, relic worlds are not necessarily always hostile environments. They could be many different flavors of planet. But what they have in common is they will have these ruins scattered around their surface, as you see here, stretching for miles and miles, but they will have those. That is the nature of a relic world. And in space, they will often be tagged with the word relic in the title for what the planet is. You know, like when it says paradise or what have you, when you're looking at a planet and scanning it from space. Relic world will say something like relic world or reliquary, or for this one, I believe, is called a mutating relic. But it will have relic somewhere in there. And that's how you know you've got one. Now, something I would like to say about these relic worlds that I have discovered, which I have heard people say that these can only be found in the purple systems, the purple star systems in No Man's Sky, the new type of star system that was added in the update. As far as I know now, this is not true, because this world in particular, actually right now, happens to be in a yellow star system, which is the most basic star system you could go to in No Man's Sky. So, yes, as far as I know, can confirm, you can find these relic worlds in purple star systems, but additionally, they can be found in yellow star systems. I cannot confirm the blue or the red or the green ones, but I would surmise that if they can be found in the yellow ones, they could also be found in the other ones as well. Now, if you've got your relic world, what you need to do when you come to your relic world and land on it to get these blueprints for these ruined parts is find these things. This is a memory stone. And if you approach the stone like so, and you hold down the square button if you're on the PlayStation anyway, you will receive one of two things, and it appears to be a random drop. I do not know what the probabilities are, the percentages are on that, but you will receive either a new ruined piece blueprint from the memory stone, or you will receive a sum of nanites, which is usually around 150 or 160, I've found. But you will receive one of those two things. Now, I received nanites just now, and that is because, of course, I have all the blueprints that there are, because I've already done this. But all you need to do is walk around the surface, searching for these little suckers, and extracting out of them until you get all of the building parts. Now, as you get down near the end of the list, this might get a bit tedious because you'll get more nanite drops as you get fewer and fewer building parts left to collect from these. But just keep at it, and you will eventually have the entire collection. You can basically use your scanner, like so, to look around you and find more of these from a distance. That is the symbol. You can see memory stone, and you can mark it, and that is what they look like, and you can mark it. And you can quickly find your way to a new stone. Usually on these relic worlds, it's not that hard to find, you know, an entire chain of these things. And as you see, I get more nanites. But that is the way to get the ruined base parts or ruined building parts blueprints. And all you have to do is just keep at that and do that. I would recommend that once you find your relic world, you mark it or make sure you have a way to come back to it easily. Because in addition to finding the blueprints for those parts on these worlds, you will also be finding basically an essential component to building these parts, and that is this polished stone, which you simply get by, as you can see, destroying these parts that are laying around here. And there'll be plenty of that, as you can see. You can get quite a lot off just one part. And I've already got 600 of it. And the other component that is necessary for those parts to be built is magnetized ferrite, I believe. But that is not super difficult to get through any of the usual processes used in No Man's Sky for refining or gathering materials. But basically, that is about all there is to say about that. And I wish you great fortune in collecting all of your ruined parts. If you are some kind of super expert on No Man's Sky and you have some special extra information to share on this topic, go ahead and get in the comments and tell us all your wisdoms so that we can agree upon them. And, you know, you can help us all out with your knowledges. But that has basically been it for our little tutorial. I hope it was helpful in some way. We will now get back to Malaria to keep on with the building there. Okay, we're back at the Sultan's Retreat and the Malaria base. To you who want to continue watching, we're just going to go on from here and just keep working on the base. It's going to be a relaxing, chill experience, I suppose, as they would say. If you did enjoy that tutorial, go ahead and give a like to the video and, you know, as I said, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and check out some of our other stuff on the channel. But, yeah, we have got to get on with business. And business, when last we left off, was in the format of building up this power station, which you see here. Now, I had started working on this power station basically because the main base was in need of power for the possibility of adding teleporters, which teleporters aren't much good without power, so we had to get on this. I had planned on waiting a little longer in the construction process to start the power station, but We altered plans on that, so now we're trying to get the power station up and running right now. Now the power station is going to be significantly smaller than the mining tower, extraction tower, but we're still following kind of the same format. That is a tower-like structure, and we have our vertical assembly of magneto, whatever they are, generators. I've left a few of these assembly parts connected here. And this job is half done, which is I need to add some more of these struts. Like so, in order to basically make things just look better. These aren't necessary at all, but it looks better. There we go. It looks like there's some physical support there. I like to approach base building with both a focus on utility, but also on the aesthetics of it. So I do care about how things look. I care about their function in-game, but I also care about how they look. It is not just about getting the resources out as quickly and efficiently as possible for me. There's a lot of ways you can do that in No Man's Sky if you want, without all of this extra stuff that I'm doing here. But for me, I like things to also have an element of artistry to them. Which, by the way, I think I will be adding things on the side here, like that. Which is also going to take a little time, but we'll do it. Hopefully it will work out. These things could be very... As you've seen if you've watched any of my videos up to this point and followed along. Oh, by the way, at the end of this video, there is going to be a special surprise reward for anyone who watches all the way through. That is, I'm going to give you the coordinates to a pretty nice planet, and if you do take the trouble to get the coordinates and go there, I tell you, freely build a base there, carve out your own little area there, and enjoy it freely. Don't feel shy. You know, the planet is yours to inhabit. There's no... I'm not going to get upset or anything if people show up there. That's why I share the coordinates as a reward. But throughout this build, there are going to be glyphs appearing at random intervals. And if you, the viewer, collect all the glyphs and line them up in the order in which they appeared in the video, you will have the address to the planet I'm going to give you at the end, or show you at the end. So, you know, stay tuned, watch, collect those glyphs, and you can go there, and you can build a base, and, you know, hopefully that'll be a lot of fun, and also maybe save you some time. You know, if you're just on No Man's Sky, and you're just like, I wish I could find a nice planet, but it takes forever, you know, I don't have a lot of time, just go ahead and, watch the video and get the glyphs to that sucker and go take a journey and enjoy a base on that planet. But yeah, this work here is kind of tedious, but I like, you know me, I like the way things have to look kind of nice. Now we could put railings. I'm debating whether to do like that, you see, because railings, because I'm thinking of these as kind of walkways here, of course, but we could put railings. Now, though, I do have to deal with the issue of if these are walkways, how do people access them? Because we need some kind of access, but we don't really have a good method to access them. When we don't have a lot of options in No Man's Sky right now, I'm sorry to say. That is, we have a few things we could do, like we have stairs. Stairs, though, tend to be kind of clumsy and awkward when you want to, you know, fit things together into a smaller structure. They're a little too much, stairs are. We have ladders, but they're kind of finicky. They require very specific parts to attach. I really wish Hello Games would change ladders and give us a kind of ladder that we could just stick on any surface. At the moment, ladders are kind of locked into either being stuck to a cuboid structure. Well, that's about it, I think. Actually, a cuboid structure is basically where the whole ladder thing basically ends. So, anyway, though, got that out of the way. Does look nicer that way, doesn't it? Let's think about this. Let's take some stairs and see what we could get. In addition to stairs being kind of space hogs, they are also a bit costly, but let's see what we could achieve. We would need to put one of these so that you could get up and down, of course. Let's see here. That hooks up. I don't know if this is going to be my final... Okay, so the difficulty here now is that, okay, that does hook up. I think so. That lines up nicely. Okay. So we might be able to do this with stairs. Stairs... But stairs around the outside is a little bit... If only we could do it in the inside. Would that be nice? However, the inside's a little too cramped to pull that off. And I wonder if I was to expand these rings, which, by the way, that would entail me ripping apart a bunch of work I've already done. But I just don't really like the look of those stairs stuck to the outside. It's not compact. I could do this with a series of teleporters. That's another option. But, the teleporters are a bit just annoying, and, I mean, to stick them together with these things so close together like this, I don't know. Another possibility would be taking, this structure and sticking it here, because you can get a ladder. It depends really on how well it works with those other parts, but also I'd have to make sure I was able to get a good... We could test it though and see what we could arrive at. Okay, that's not working because... Yeah, that's... Okay, let's see about this. I'll put this here temporarily. That will be our basis for putting down one of these. And what we need it to do... Okay, well, I don't think it's going to go any further than that. Our problem is going to be if we do this... Okay, I can line it up nice and straight and all that. But, let's see here. First, how does it look? It's not so bad. Hooked up with those things like that. It's okay visually. The thing is though, let me show you what I'm thinking. This is the infrastructure ladder, which you could stick it to the outside of these. So you see where I'm going with this. We can go up like that, but the problem is we've got a, you know, a bump your head thing here. You've got to have it. However, we could always just do that. That actually kind of looks nice. Yeah. I might just go with that. And use that. I like the way the infrastructure ladder is working. And that does kind of just go perfect like that, doesn't it? Yeah, I think so. We could get rid of this. And just have that like that. That's I kind of like that better. But we need one more of these. At least to get the ladder up all the way. There we go. And that's as far up as it needs to go, I suppose. Now, yeah, these clip together, but it clips together in a way that looks okay. I could buy it, the structure working like that. And it being off-center is okay, too, because, you know, some asymmetry is always, you know, that's a thing that happens, you know. That happens in real structures, and it can happen in this structure. Well, let's see what we got in terms of pipe here. Could make this... I might make it black and yellow. Also, I'm going to make it definitely not... bring that up through there like that. Yeah, I like that. Quite a bit. Bring it up all the way through there. We could also add... Of course, that's a diamond shape, but that's kind of nice. I kind of like how that goes through there. Make that red? Potentially? White? I think white. Yeah, actually, I don't mind it being a diamond like that right there. I might actually take out... well, I can't do that now. Ah. Well, I'll just leave that the way it is then. It's fine the way it is. But let's, maybe we ought to test this ladder. Well, you might be wondering how we're going to get up from the ground to up that level, and that's a good question, which is a whole other issue itself. But for now, let's see if we can go up here and see if this ladder works out. Oops. How this ladder works. Okay, we're on the ladder. And hopefully we'll be able... Yep, we passed through. And we're on one level there. And we can jump off. Getting on and off ladders can be a finicky thing in No Man's Sky. But I guess it can be a finicky thing in real life too. But there we go. Topped out. And we have a way of accessing all of these levels. That makes sense. And looks good, I think. Looks quite good. You know, I think another thing that I'm going to do... I am going to do a little bit of extra modification here. You'll see what this is about in a moment. But I like to make things look kind of cool, as you know, as I'm... Well, there we go. I just made a mess of that. I don't know where that piece went. But it's down there somewhere. We'll find it. But I'm going to stick these out here. Extend these just a bit. I'm going to go try to find that bit that went down there. I think it went under... Yeah, there it is. Not necessary. But yeah, extend these out. And I'm going to do it on all levels. All levels, sir! Just got to get the right angle. I think that one's not the right angle. Yeah, I wasn't careful with that. And you may be wondering what I'm doing, but you're going to find out. Just keep watching. I think it will look quite neat. This format, basically, the tower format, I've really loved it since I've started using it to build my bases. Because you can make stuff that looks pretty neat and industrial and really cool. But it also does stick to the utility of the game. Like I said, these nodes, basically, they perform in a vertical fashion in No Man's Sky, so I've heard. What we're going to do is we're going to put little lights on the end of these. Shrink that down to get the size just right. Color it a little, and that'll be just great. And I'm going to go all the way around And we're going to have those. It'll all be kind of neat looking, I think. But as I was saying, the nodes operate in kind of a vertical fashion. So having your extraction elements, like your energy extractor, mining extractors, what have you, arranged in a vertical fashion, tight like that, is going to get you maximum efficiency on extraction from your node. But also stacking them up like this, so it is utilitarian. It does work in terms of the in-game mechanics. But additionally, stacking them up that way, that is going to, you're going to build a tower around that. And a tower is really good aesthetically. Because towers are big, tall, imposing structures. They're visible from long distances. They just look cool to the human eye, okay? Tall structures like that look really neat to us. So, basically, you've killed two birds with one stone with this tower format. You've got, you know, No Man's Sky's nodes work in a vertical format, so that's kind of what you want to do with your extraction, is stack them on top of each other this way, really close together. But then having a tower is just really visually stunning, you know, for your base. You can make a really cool-looking base with a tower. And basically just following this tower format for extraction facilities, and you could go and get a lot of, you know, do a lot of variations on how you approach it. Like look what I'm doing with this power extraction tower, for example. Now, I could have built it a lot more like, exactly like that one, you know? But instead, we've approached this one with a totally different kind of visual variation. We've put it more open, for one thing. I didn't put walls all the way up, you know? And, yeah, it's just visually different. So you could do a lot of variation on the tower format, visually, while still keeping the same underlying principle, you know, architectural design. But I found it very effective. I always used to have a kind of difficulty when I was building bases, like not knowing what exactly to do. I was like, I don't know what to do. There's so many things I could do, and I don't know. And then there's the way things do work, you know. Game mechanics work a certain way, so it's good to stack things, but also, you know, blah, blah, blah. But basically, now doesn't that look interesting with all those... I like that, with those lights like that. That looks cool. I'll bet that looks neat from a distance, too. Let's go see if we can notice a change from a distance here. I'm gonna get up on this mountain here. Take a look back. Yeah, I can kind of see it. The lights doing their job. They're kind of not as visible from this distance, but vaguely, it is an interesting power station. I like it. But let's go back and see what else we could do. Still got to be worked on. We still have much to do. I'll pick up a little oxygen on the way up. I gotta figure out what I want to put on top of it. I might just opt for the basic control room or whatever. Yeah, I think those lights really do actually help with the whole... Because you think power and energy, and you also think light at the same time, so putting all the lights on the power structure helps a lot. Quite a bit. Now, I don't know. I've had the thought that maybe I would go ahead and connect some kind of visual pipeline all the way down to the mining structure, so you could kind of see a visual representation of how the power is going. But I don't know. For one thing, I don't know how many pieces that might take. It is quite a long distance, and I might not want to use that many pieces. Let's see what we can do here, though, for... I had a thought for outer visual interest here. I was gonna put some, like, dangling parts here. Of course, we'll need to put a floor right in there. That does not seem to want to fit on that. Even with a floor, I don't know. I guess it's because of the... Okay, it's probably because of that part. We'll try that, see how that goes. That works. Okay, so we'll have to put a different part. There we go. And again, this is just kind of visual stuff. This particular thing doesn't actually need to be here, but I'll do one on the other side just to be... Which, by the way, get rid of that. We know we're not going to want that there. Excuse me. There we go. And I'm going to make it longer. Well, I'll have to put one of these in there. These things really do like having floors, otherwise they don't behave properly in terms of snapping. Well, let's just put that down in there like that. And I'm just making it longer just for some more visual asymmetry, because I find asymmetry in the base sometimes interesting. And we'll put a floor in there now. Is that the right... Yeah, that is. Okay, I don't care too much. Okay. Let's see if we can get anything we could stick on the bottom of those. That might look nice. It is sometimes difficult to find pieces that stick to the bottom well. I don't know about this thing. Probably won't stick to the bottom well, though. Yeah, it's not sticking very well. However, it might... Oh, I hit the wrong button there. It might be rotatable, though. Yeah, but it still doesn't stick to the bottom. What a shame. However... Could find some way of tricking this thing in here. Could look nice on the side like that, though. That's kind of interesting. It's just not sticking quite in a great way. Nope. Change the cycle there. Rotate it a little. That looks nice, kind of, doesn't it? You see, you can do things like that, too, by the way. You take these things, and you go... You make a weird... Like, this is like some kind of water bottle or something, I think is what it's really supposed to be. But you could... There's nothing stopping you from sticking this on the outside like that. Just kind of making a... You know, like a thing, like... Oh, we can stick another one on top. I don't know, though, about that. Let's try putting a pipe. See where this goes. Gray will match better. Actually, what? I should have been more careful. I should have been more mindful. You want... I think what I'll try to do is I'll try to have that line, that line that you see on this pipe line up with the center. Because that way, if we want to do something interesting with that... Yeah, we could do it. Like that, see? Basically, though. Okay, I'm going to put a wider one. Because I think that's... interesting. Bring it up. We could make that go like that. I'll bring it up one level higher, then we'll do that. And just have it go right in the center there. Connected there. That looks kind of neat. We could do more of that too. Because of course we have other options on the other side. But we are going to need to attach a teleporter. Because we need to get from the bottom to the top. Now, I guess I could have... I don't think that'll work out too well, though. We got... Have an infrastructure ladder go all the way up here. I don't know if that'll work out too well. I might just well put a teleporter down here off the side. Kind of connecting, it goes up to the top. What I will do is... Yeah, we'll put like a little teleporter room. Like right there. We'll put our teleporter inside that. And we will wall it off. Indeed. I'll put some stuff on the bottom too, though. Just because you know me. Additionally, I'm going to put another one of these just temporarily because what I'm going to try to do... I'm going to try to fit a prop in there that'll look nice. Often, I like to use these... where are they at? I think they're up top. Okay, these. I find these really handy. The trick, though, is making sure it's not going too far. And I'm sticking this on here because you can't... It sticks to the floor. And we're going to take that out. See? And just leave that there. Hopefully I got that right. That's okay. That's fine. Stick it through like that. That's okay. That's not going to cause it too big of a problem. So... And that is just to kind of look kind of visually interesting, you see? But, now what we do need to put our teleporter in here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. If we have... Oh, we have everything. What a day. Usually when I build a teleporter, it's not immediately, everything's not immediately available like that. But, we do have it. I'll do that. And just try to line it so that it's not clipping through too bad or anything like that. We're going to need to extend this up a bit, probably using these. Yeah, okay. Now we could put a door on this. I don't know though. I think I'm not going to do a door. Just because it seems more industrial. And also, teleporters, it's kind of weird when you step out of the... There we go. I'll put another one of those things on top, by the way. These. Maybe I'll make it bigger, because we can do that. It'll look neat. There we go. It's a little askew, but that's no biggie, I don't think. So, from a distance, pretty visually interesting, but we've got our teleporter in there, and we just need to connect the teleporter down to the bottom of it. It is looking pretty neat, I gotta say. Very neat, very enjoyable to build. Let's see though. We gotta put a teleporter station down here. I guess the cool thing about a teleporter as opposed to an actual elevator is we don't have to have them in the same location. But you know what? I think I may do that anyway. I may just put our teleporter bottom station just below this here. So, like right there. Actually, I'll add a little bit on to that, because I just want to, I guess. And a little bit there. Actually, let's put that on there. Okay, it'll be slightly off center, but I don't care. We will put that on there. I'm going to put some stairs coming right off of this thing, if possible, here. It's a little bit funky, but there we go. And I'm going to build now this part. Going to put a door right on that. Actually, we could put a... Yeah, we'll just put a door. Why not? Excuse me. Okay, that's being a little funky there. It wants to connect to everything but what it's supposed to. Okay. Okay, that's a little weird. We'll put a window, though. Like that. Don't know what that's about. I may have to try for another door, like maybe this one, the window. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. That'll fit. At least it snaps. No big deal. Yeah, let's... This will be where the teleporter's at, right here. Teleporter room. Oh, actually, I could have put... I don't know why it's being so goofy with those. I don't know what that's about. No weird sky base building. I've said this before, but... It can really be, you know, a real thing to get these things to line up right. Should we put another door in here just because for the teleporter? I don't know. I feel like I want to do that. I don't know why, but we'll get our teleporter out. There we go. And I still have what I need to build it. That is very nice. So we'll just line that up like that. There's a little bit of clipping going on, but I'm not too bothered by that. Oh, there's a worm. Get this up. There's our old friend, the worm. I did not know there was worms on this planet. I feel like I sat around for several videos without seeing any worms, and then suddenly there's worms here. But you know, whatever, it's not a big deal, but it's not gonna stop me, but it's just kind of bizarre. I don't know. Okay, yeah, we got that little tiny, like, and the teleporter's there, nice. And I will kind of dress it up a bit with another one of these. These really are fun, I like these. It just looks like structural stuff, so there we go. A little off center from where the teleporter is supposed to go, but we can now connect them. Let's see if it, well, it won't work. Because we have to first connect all... I don't know if we have to connect all of these. With electrical wire? In order to get them to work? Now, electrical wire in No Man's Sky can be ugly, but there's a way to hide it, so we're not going to be too worried about it. Now, I don't know if these generators are going to supply as much as we need. I am kind of haphazardly going at this. If I was being really smart, I probably should have started adding the wiring in before I added all this extra stuff outside to hook up the generators and make sure they were all efficiently hooked up, but I'm just eyeballing it now. We gotta hook up to the teleporter. Both teleporters need power. And then we need to tell the teleporter, of course, use the teleporter cable. Tell it which one it's paired with. And that should work. Let's test it out. But yeah, the wire looks ugly. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that in time. There's a way to take care of that. There we go. Nice teleporter room. And we should be up top. Yep, there we are. We can look out and see the beauty of the Sultan's Retreat. Man, this really is a nice planet. The topology is so good. These gentle hills and those nice, clear blue lakes down there. The purple sky is the only part that I kind of wish was a little different, but it's not too bad. At least, I don't think the color clashes too badly with the surface color or any of the other colors, so it's not too bad. It's not really hard on the eyes, you know, like crazy green sky or something. Let's climb up to the top and see what we can see. I'm kind of just testing out the mobility of the power station right now. I'm going to need to work on this with the other base too, because we need a way to... But of course, that's the whole reason we built the power station was... I could put some kind of... No, that wouldn't work, because that would clip badly. But I could put some kind of platform there. Just do this. That might work well. Doesn't clip. And it's interesting. Oh, yeah. Let's see how that works, though, if we're on the ladder. Oh! Okay. S strength. Good, good. But what I want to do is get on the ladder. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we get... That works perfect. Okay. Let's put some railings on this. For sure. There we go. Nice little platform to cap off that. And we can get on and off, and we're up at the top. Yeah, this is a nice view. Oh, here come some guys. Nice view. We can see the mining tower right down there in the valley. And this worked out really well. We still have work to do. We got to figure out what we want to do to cap this off completely, but... Now, as I said before, the power station's not going to be as big and expansive as, you know, that thing down there is. But basically, we've kind of achieved, for the most part, I think what I wanted. Just a few finishing touches need to be added, basically. So let's sit here and think about that for a second. Oh, that does look nice. I really like that. Oh, we can add some more pipes like that. I like that. We might add some more on the other corners or something, you know? Could be nice. Just around to kind of add interest. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Of course, I may want to move in closer, but... and I don't know why this is not... Oh, wait, I do know why this is not sticking. Okay. They like to have floor panel like that. We'll just put that in there temporarily. Yeah, see that? We'll put actually, that's going to be temporary too, because I'm thinking I'm going to take another one of those. Where's that weird water bottle thing? There it is. This thing. Going to scale it up. I guess I want to turn it around. Like that. Get it as lined up as I can. We need to have something where you could get a perfect 90 degrees or whatever on these things, but and turn it around a little like that. And we can delete that. Pipe, 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 Pipe! Pipe! Wind it up with the center as best I can. That way everything will work out nicely. And I'll use some wider stuff here. Just to vary it up, you know? Actually, wait. I'll use red. Why did that turn to wood? Okay, there. Now we can go back to gray. And we should... Yeah, if we want, we could just have that go in like that. But I think I'll make it go a little higher. Little bit higher, and then we'll go up, up, and then we'll bring it in. Just like that. And I don't know what we're gonna do in here, but we could fix this. Okay, see? Fix that. Very nice. Ooh, I kinda like that too. Well, that clips through that a little bit, but kinda like that, but that works out. I like the look of that. This thing's really starting to look like an interesting power station. Another thing we could be doing, we could be adding some things to the exterior of this, just to make it a little more interesting as well. I believe I could add something to this area, but... oh, we could... I don't know if there's really a huge need for it, but we could add batteries. I forget how large batteries are. They can't be scaled up, but they could be an interesting visual addition along the outsides here. Maybe not. I don't know. I gotta think about this. Oh, but that's looking real nice. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot. Now we could add another one of these. I do feel like I might want to do that. Add another one of these on the other side. Like here. Oh, by the way, I think I will do that. I just like that. We don't have an actual door, but you know. Yeah, let's try and do what we did before. Right here. I don't know if this is gonna work, but... Okay, no, it's gonna have to be lower. Oh, I took away my thing. Okay, we need that. We need that. We got that. Now we'll put in our thing. Where's that water bottle? Whatever that thing is. Sealed barrel. Ooh, we can make it quite large, too. Turn it over. Might be a little bit much. Yeah, if we had a 90 degrees, snapped 90 degrees, that'd be nice. In No Man's Sky, there's always this finicky part where you're trying to rotate something like this and it's like... Ah, man, I just want it to be at 90 degrees. I think that's roughly 90 degrees. I'm just gonna have to go with that. Lower it down a little bit. There. I'm just gonna have to go. It may be a little crooked, but I'm just gonna go with that. Now, let's get our pipe on there. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna light up though so perfect with that. Without... Well, it will. Okay, it will. I'm wrong. I think it will. There we go. I'll put a larger one on there. Right there. And bring it up. Even higher. I'm not going to make it large there just so that you have room to walk. Actually, wait. I'll connect it down here. See how that goes. That'll give room to walk. Oh, goes right in. Okay, that's nice. Quite nice. Looking good. You'll forgive me if I want to take a step back and just kind of look at it again. I do this often sometimes. I have to kind of go back and just kind of look at it. Let's kind of go all around from the outside and see. It looks really cool at night. I really do like the lights sticking out along the edge. It really does look like a power station. I'll kill these two plants because they're impeding me, but yeah, we'll work on hiding that electrical cord too. Oh, basically though, that's looking really nice now though. I really like it. I may put a support though right here. I think that could use a little something to dress it up just a bit, you know. So let's go do that for a second here. Of course, these are going to be goofy, and we're not going to have... Well, we'll get rid of it later, though. We'll use black. Rust. There we go. And we'll just... I'll continue with that way. Okay. I gotta go inside and delete that. Hopefully it won't mess with the teleporter, but I've got to delete it because I had to use that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, good. We can get rid of it. Okay, nice. So that's nice. See, that looks a little better with that stuck in there. But I'm liking this power station tower. I'm liking it quite a bit. And I think we're quite close to having it all done. We just need to cap it off. We need to do something to the top. I may put like a control room up there or something like that. Which of course that's going to entail the problem of how to access it. But yeah. All it really needs is to be capped off now. A little more extra detail maybe here and there. But yeah, I didn't want the power station to be incredibly complicated as compared to the mining extraction tower. I'm going to fly right down to the mining extraction tower and see how it looks from there. Yeah, it looks quite good from a distance. I like it. Basically, though, I think that's about it for now. But basically, if you watched all the way, now I'm going to show you your reward. If you're a No Man's Sky player, I'm going to now show you a planet that I have chosen to be a kind of reward for you. And if you collected all the glyphs throughout the video, then you should be able to go there using a portal and those glyphs. And here it is, everybody. If you watched all the way through, if you got all the glyphs, this is where that address will take you. Now, this is a mushroom planet, but as you can see, it's a pretty kind of nice Earth-like in its colorations. We've got green grass, we've got kind of green everything, green mushrooms. The sky is kind of a greenish teal color, not entirely blue, but you know, it's not bad. And the water is... I think the water is also on the kind of greeny side, the kind of teal side, but also kind of close to Earth, you know, close to blues and greens, you know. Not a bad planet. And the topology, pretty decent overall. There's these little butte-like things sticking out every once in a while, but they're not too obtrusive, I find. All in all, just a really nice kind of planet. Got a beautiful ring in the sky, too. But a nice planet all around, and this is your reward. Oh, you've also got these plant creatures if you like those, so that's neat. But basically, go ahead and feel free to come here if you collected the address and find some nice place and set yourself up a base. You know, maybe a base similar to the one that I'm building with the power and the mining tower format. But whatever you want to do, honestly, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Do what you want to do. But feel free to come here and enjoy this planet. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you watched all the way to the end, I guess you must enjoy something. Definitely leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and keep coming back for more. If there's anything you want to do to like financially help us out on our journey on YouTube or whatever, there's ways to do that in the description. There's a join button. There's a plethora of things you could do in that regard if you want to. But whatever you do, I sure hope you will have a good night or a good day, as the case may be, wherever you are. And this has been Billy Cultist. Bye-bye.